What's going on, everybody? John Cannon for JJDJ Entertainment. So it's been a long time since I've posted either just a vlog or really any kind of conversational piece on my channel, but I kind of want to throw this out there and see where everybody stood with it. I just recently saw an article on DJ City regarding Zedd and him suddenly having hearing loss in, I believe it was his left ear. And so my question to you is, what are you guys doing now to protect your hearing? There was a time that I was young and stupid, and I'm still to a point young and stupid when it comes to blasting music as loud as I can sometimes. Whether it's in the car, weddings, kind of stuff like that, it's a little bit different story. But even if I'm doing a club or bar set, I enjoy hearing and feeling the music. And I do. I crank up my booth's monitor, probably too much sometimes for me. A lot of people don't know this. I'm partially deaf. I actually, I'm pretty about, I think it's 76% deaf in my right ear. And probably over the course of the last year and a half, I've been noticing more and more having to say, what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Sorry, I can't hear you. Or ask my wife to, talk louder, because I can't. I'm losing my hearing altogether. But more recently, I've been trying to be better about doing certain things, certain steps to kind of help my hearing, to try to, make it last longer. It's unfortunately, I can go the hearing aid route, and that could help me to some extent. But it is true. A lot of us DJs and a lot of us younger DJs, we abuse our ears tremendously. I remember riding on the bus to school, and I would have the over-the-ear headphones cranked up really loud, so the vibration from the low frequencies would just really kind of I could feel it more versus just kind of hearing it kick every once in a while. So a couple tips, suggestions I have for you guys, and I'm very interested to see what you guys do as well. One of the biggest things, and it's something that I've read recently, and I really need to get in the habit of trying to do more, is in between mixes, just turning the booth mix down. I mean, I don't need it, I don't think I've ever turned it up, all the way, but I don't need it as loud as I have it most of the time. Usually once I'm mixing into a track, I could easily turn that down just to make little baby steps to preserving my hearing. I could use my headphones mixing more often, and not use a booth monitor, and just use my headphones and flick one ear off when I'm not using it. Now, being partially deaf in my right ear, one thing I've noticed is, in order for me to start hearing the music in my right ear, I have to turn my headphones up louder, and most of the time that means that by the time I can get my right ear to a point that I'm hearing the music to where if I am wanting it, I'm blowing my left ear out. So I got a couple things here I wanted to show you. One of them, it's simple earplugs. I mean, it really is just fairly simple. They don't need to be anything elaborate like I have. I have the Westone ER25s. And you go see your audiologist or your ENT doctor, and usually they can refer you to an audiologist. And it's always good to get a hearing test done. But they do these custom molds, and you can get them. I got a couple different colors. I have let's drop the piece. I have an all black mold that's been molded to my ear. And then I also have kind of a gray marble kind of mold. I don't know how well that shows up. But they're neat because they have filters. So you can get these little filters which kind of pop off the back right here. These little filters come off. And these filters will take the noise down by certain decibels. I believe this one here is 25 decibels. It'll lower it. They have, I think they have a 10, they have a 15, they have a 5, and then they have this guy right here, which really will block out every bit of frequencies, or every bit of noise, to a certain extent, from your ears. Now, more recently, I've gotten into using in-ear monitors, and again, there are a tremendous amount of in-ear monitors out there. I'm sure a lot of them are good. The problem that I've ran into is that part of the reason why I have hearing loss in my right ear is because I've had, I think, 5 or 6 surgeries as a child on my right ear. So my right ear canal is significantly larger than my left. So I went with the custom molded in-ear monitors. Now, they're not cheap, and they're not for everybody. But for me, I really kind of, you know, I make a living DJing, and I love music. I love being able to hear music. It's always been a passion of mine. So I spent the money. These were $800 to be molded to my ears, and let me tell you, they sound amazing. So Westone has these in-ear monitors, and they have a couple different ones. They have the, I think these are ESs. Yeah, they have the ES3s. They have the ES5s, ES2s, and they might have an ES1. I don't know. But essentially, the number after ES is how many drivers are in the actual in-ear monitor. Now, the ES3s obviously have 3 drivers. They have your highs, your mids, and your lows. And the case is pretty nice, actually. It's a molded, kind of like a Pelican case. It comes with one set of wires, are cables for the in-ear monitors. The cables are expensive. The cables are $100 a piece. But I went ahead and I got a clear one, and I also got a black one, because most of the time I wear black shirts, black, you know, dress shirts, black t-shirts, wherever. It depends on what the event is. But it comes with a little, you know, cleaning kit. This guy right here keeps the moisture out of the case. I mean, it's pretty crazy how you know, in depth they make these cases. They have ear lube, which you put on the in-ear monitors, and it helps them, you know, go into your ears a little bit easier. But these right here are my actual in-ear monitors, and you can see right there at the top where the little plate is, where the actual cable plugs into. And these guys have been molded to fit in my ear. And I mean, they sound amazing, and you know, you can quickly just kind of pop them in, and they go in and they turn, and that's it. They're in my ear, and then you can pull it out, and these block out everything. Now, a downside to this, because they block out everything, you know, you don't hear the crowd sometimes. I mean, sometimes, you know, they can get loud enough that they're being able to, you know, you're able to hear it through them. But for the most part, you know, some of those reactions that I look for, like the, oh yeah, I love the song, or the cheers, are even, you know, some of the big songs that I play as part of routines or sets that I do, whether it's, you know, The Wonderwall or Don't Stop Believing. There's certain parts of that song I love hearing if the crowd sing along to it. So I find myself, when I'm using those, is I'll kind of just pull the left one out. I was turned a little bit so it pops out enough so I can still hear the crowd. And then when I'm mixing it back in, you know, I kind of just turn it so it pops back in. And they're great. I love them. And I really, problem is I just haven't gotten in a habit of using them every event, and I really need to start doing that. To kind of show you the difference of size, I mean, not that this will make a difference to you guys, but like, as I said, I've had multiple surgeries in my right ear as a child, so that hole is significantly bigger. It's kind of creepy because I can almost fit a full Q-tip halfway into my ear. But I don't know if you got how well this will show. So the one right here where my pinky is, that's for my right ear, and you can see that one is significantly larger than the one that's for my right ear, or for my left ear. But the in-ear monitors are great. Like I said, they definitely are. They're not a cheap investment, but you can make them. You know, you can make them personal. You can get your logo on them. You can have them done in whatever color you want. You can have them done. You know, if you're black, you can have them done in a black. If you're white, you can have them done matched to your skin tone, so they're not something that, you know, really sticks out a lot. I personally, I like blue. Blue fits our logo for now, and until I change my logo colors. But blue fits real well. I like blue. I didn't want to go with the all black. I didn't want to go with the all clear. So blue works for me. I like the blue a lot. I forget what the actual color coded is, but if you go to Westone, it's Westone. If you go to their website and look up their personal monitoring or in-ear monitors, I forget how they have it labeled, but they have a whole array of different colors. I think these are candy blue. I think that's what they're called. But these were a great investment for me for what we do. With us doing school dances, you know, I'm exposed to a lot higher noise, a lot higher noise essentially than you know, a wedding DJ would be, or you know, a backyard barbecue DJ, or whatever it is you do. You know, I'm exposed to higher levels of sound, so this works great for me. This may not be the most viable solution for you. You may be better off with just getting something, you know, something more off-the-shelf in-ear monitor, or you might just be better off using your headphones to, you know, do your mixing and everything. But one thing I see a lot is just sometimes I saw a cartoon a long time ago, and I laughed at it when I saw it. But it said part of the I forget. I'm trying to think exactly how it went word for word, but I think it said part of the way you know you're growing up is when you discover the left side of the volume knob. And that's so true. There's so many guys I know that, you know, they'll message me and be like, man, my ears are still ringing from the party this week, and it was so great. And you laugh about it, and you think it's funny, and you think it's great, and you just don't realize the damage that you're doing. And unfortunately, you know, I've damaged my left ear, and I'm sure when I get a hearing test done this year, I'm gonna see those numbers, and it almost makes me a little bit emotional to think that I wouldn't be able to hear music again, or not even just music, but just even to have a conversation with someone, having that not really taken away from me, but, you know, losing that ability. And it's awful. It's awful when I'm at a meeting and someone says something to me and I can't hear them sometimes because they're across the room, or I'm looking the other direction from them. And I've noticed now when I'm carrying on conversations with people, I'll look at them, and I'll also kind of watch their lips to kind of help me figure out what they're saying. So your hearing, it's more than it's so important. I can't even stress it enough. So leave your comments below. What are you doing to protect your hearing? Whether you have in-ear monitors, whether you even just use the cheap phone earplugs you can get in like a big box from CVS, or whether you feel you're doing okay. Let me know in the comments below what you're doing to protect your hearing, and we'll talk to you guys on the next clip. Whenever I get to these vlogs, I need to get back to doing them. But until then, guys, as I always say, you know, do what you love. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.